I've been keen to go four-wheel driving in Western Australia for ages, so as soon as I got off the plane, I dropped over to see Ash and Russ at Perth 4x4. If anybody knows off-roading around Perth, it's these guys. And I happen to hear they might even have a spare truck out the back that I could take for a spin. I hope it's a 40 series.
Looking for a mad deal on the gear that you're chasing? Like this awning, I've got you covered. Keep an eye out throughout this video for an exclusive discount code and get 10% off store-wide for all 4-wheel drive Supacentre YouTube subscribers. And as always, enjoy this adventure because this is an epic trip.
It just so happens that Graham Cahill, our 4-wheel drive action guy on the West Coast, volunteered to lend me his Shorty Nissan Patrol. Struth, Graham, what are you thinking? Oh, hang on. Is this a Nissan?
Whoa! Is there a paper bag I can wear while I'm driving it?
Don't know about this. Give him my keys to Roothy. I've seen how he drives. However, he does damage it. I get to keep Milo. Oh, but hang on. Do I really want Milo?
Hey, don't tell them, all right? But I'm really looking forward to this. These Shorty Nissan Patrols, they're something else. They really are. And this one of Graham's, wow, you know, it's really well set up. So just between us, I'm really looking forward to taking this thing off-road. I've only got a couple of days in Perth, so the boys decided we'd head north to the Moore River State Forest, which I'd been told had some great water action. From there, we're going to continue on to those big sand dunes at Lancelin, and then finally we'll wind our way up the coast to the Nambung National Park to catch the famous Pinnacles at sunset. That's if these Nissans don't collapse first under the weight of those big beer fridges we put in the back. Hey, you've got to take it with you. Only an hour into our trip and the heavens decided to open up. And wouldn't you know it, it's the first rain they've had over here for the last 5 months. Just in time for us to finally hit the dirt at the Edwards Road turnoff near the coastal village of Seabird. Yep, that's me. You want rain, call the rainmaker. First, a quick stop to let down those tyres and a quick whinge about the weather. And then we're off up towards the Moore River.
Six, 700 metres with that turn off.
I like the way all the waves splash down.
The Moore River State Forest is located in Gin Shire, 113 kilometres north of Perth. They say it's over 17,500 hectares, and the river was named after a guy called George Fletcher Moore, the first European in the area back in 1836. The vegetation around here is mostly undeveloped Banksia heathland, you know, and I can imagine that in spring the wildflowers around here would be terrific. They say the four-wheel driving's just as spectacular as those wildflowers though, and just as the rain finishes we decided to go for a little more water action. Hey, why just cross a river when you can drive right the way up it? It's lots more fun. This little Shorty Patrol, it's something else. It really is. Beautiful suspension. Oh wow, I wish I had this suspension set up. And it steers really sweetly too. It's got a lovely balance about it. I hope no one hears me say this. I'm actually really starting to like this thing. It's great. Well, we got down into the Moore River all right, but it doesn't look like we can get out, not on this side anyway. So we're going to run up the river for a while, see what we can find and hopefully get out somewhere up there. There's a little bit of water in it. It's nice and soft, but with these trucks and these tyres, should be okay. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an adventure. There's nothing quite like having a creek as the road, is there? You can't really see what's going on. You put an awful lot of faith in the guy in front of you. That's Russ Cullen's GQ Patrol, the white one. It's got a 6.5 litre V8 diesel. And it's a big, heavy clunker of a thing, but with the Tough Dog 4 inches and 3 inch body lift and the 35 inch Pro Comps, it really goes some places. Russ has had a heck of a lot of experience as a competitor in all sorts of off-road events, and he's one of the best known guys in Western Australia for this sort of stuff. A few more minutes and Ash finds an exit on the western side of the river. That's good news because this is boggy territory and I'm already wet enough as it is. Just got to keep that momentum going for a little bit longer.
Tell us the truth, what do you reckon?
Mate, I've driven go-karts that had better steering than this, fair dinkum. And as far as power goes, I mean, you know, give me a push-pull mower any day, you know, it's going to have it all over this.
Anyway, we're going to keep on moving. I'll talk to you soon.
Moving, is that what it's called? All right, Fog, okay. Yeah, pushing, recovering, fixing.
Skull dragging.
Oh, here we go, patrolling.
After our swim, the boys took me down to an old logging access route so we could make our way through the Moore River north towards Lancelin. I was told that this is a bit of a secret access point that runs off Benny's Road, the main track in this area. Yeah, well, I know what it's like. When you've got a really good track, you want to keep it a bit of a secret, don't you? Maybe you should just go and ask the guys at Perth 4x4. It wasn't long before we hit some real hills and the boys found this old goat track used by the locals. Oops, doesn't look like Russ is having real good luck with his 91 model GQ. Back down and try again, mate. But he really gave it heaps on the second attempt and he made it all the way to the top and almost took out Watto, our cameraman, along the way. Tell you what, these Nissans really handle rugged stuff quite well. Don't tell anyone I said that, okay? It's our little secret. It's getting on towards night now. That's why we've got lights blazing all over the place. But I tell you what, that truck of Ashley's, the Shop Patrol, it's a turboed 4.2 litre and with Tough Dog 7-inch suspension, super flex arms and the 37-inch tyres, it really goes some places, it really does. And of course Ash has got the Fog along with him, good old Foggy. He's the winch, as we like to say over here. On your Fog. It's the end of the day and we're on the far eastern edge of the Moore River State Forest. It's been a great day's driving, but I'm really looking forward to setting up camp for the night. There's a slight chance we're still going to make Lancelin before nightfall, so we decide to cross the river and continue our eastern run. Oops, guess we aren't leaving quite yet, are we? Uh-oh. That is what we call stuck. And you know what happened? As soon as I went to move Graham's truck, it sank too. Now I'll tell you something. This is the second time I've run into quicksand in Australia in situations that are so far different it's not funny. The first time was over there in Tasmania when my truck Milo just slipped into a hole on the beach and that was it, gone. And that time it was 3 trucks that had stirred it up first. Now this time there was a couple of trucks went through before Russ and then he had 2 goes too. So I'm starting to think there's something in this 3 truck rule. All it amounts to is the sand looks fine and it's got a nice little crust on the surface, but as soon as you start stirring it up, bang, that's it, it just turns to slop. And this really was slop. It was a big haul getting the trucks out. The Perth 4x4 boys are very experienced off-roaders and they got some really good gear too. But I'll tell you what, with the sun coming down, Graham's starting to look a bit worried about getting that Shorty out of there. And we really needed a lot of team action. You know what I did? I hopped on the camera. Well, you got to record these things, haven't you?
By the time we finally got the winch onto Graham's truck and got it to pump up, it was getting pretty late. I was starting to wonder where we were going to camp for the night too.
When I say go, Graham, give it to us.
Oh, yeah. So that's stuck.
When you're ready to drive,
I guess one of the things everyone needs to remember is even when you're under pressure like this, it's a good idea to make sure you follow all the usual safety requirements. You know what? It's times like this when things go wrong. That's why you've got to do things by the book. What's that, guys?
Said you put a Toyota owner in a Nissan and look what he does.
Yep.
We all made it through.
Yep.
The real Nissan owners made it through.
Sure we did. And once we're out, we're not holding back either. We're just flying out of this place. Time to find somewhere to camp. Come on, guys, pack up the cameras. We're out of here.
Get more for less at 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
Wow, wasn't that an awesome day? That recovery down there was one of the quickest I've seen. Well done, guys, it was fantastic. But we were in a lot of danger there because in that situation, you know, especially with night coming on so fast, it's just so easy to lose it completely. And I don't just mean the trucks. But we did really well, guys, that was fantastic. Now I'm going to cook up something reasonably healthy because we're all a little bit knackered. It's the end of the day. It's got to be healthy and tasty. The boys deserve it. They've done an awesome job. I haven't even got a name for this, so I think we'll just call it a West Oz salad, maybe a Perth 4x4 salad, something like that. And it starts out by having a lot of meat products in, so you can bet it's pretty good. A little bit of the old olive oil, some garlic. This is the old tube of garlic. You beauty, there we go. A little bit of chilli. This is the mild chilli. You can use the hot one if you want. And of course, I've got to remember, what's it called? Coriander, that's right. Just get that going. And the next thing I'm adding is a little bit of bacon, thinly sliced bacon, and then some beef. Now, while that meat's just doing its little number, we're going to knock up a very quick salad to go with this. The whole idea of this is a little bit like a Thai salad, you know, where you make up your meat and your tasty sauce and put it on top of the salad. And that's what we're going to do here. I've got some lettuce, red onion there, a little bit of the old red onion, and a handful of tiny tomatoes. We've got our meats, our bacon and our beef, and our basic sauces happening here. So it's time to put in a few mushrooms and a little bit of capsicum. I've got red capsicum because it looks pretty. I've chopped up some cashews. Just a sprinkling of cashews. Give that another turn on the skillet. Pretty hungry after that recovery too. I did a lot of standing around during that. We've got everything happening here. We just need to add a couple more things before it's done. One of them is oyster sauce. A little bit of coconut cream. Not too much. Trying to put the fire out. And the secret ingredient, plum jam. Very handy for breakfast tomorrow morning too. There you go. Nice big dob of plum jam. Couple of turns. you've got a gourmet, tasty, reasonably healthy meal out in the middle of the bush. How good's that? You let me drive your truck, mate?
Mate, you buried me truck. I hope you can cook better than you can
Yeah,
drive.
well, here's your penance. Here's your penance. Give that a go.
Looks all right. Gee whiz, looks very good.
Oh, presentation, mate.
Crikey.
I'm going to stop him now.
That is absolutely superb. Top notch.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
The next morning we tracked out along Kildare Road, onto Garbunup Road and then onto Benny's Road before heading north on the blacktop into Lancelin for brekkie. This is the Lancelin off-road recreation area and it's just mountains of sandhills all over the place, fantastic. And I'm here to find out what this little Shorty Nissan will do in the sand. Now how good is that? Whoa! Hey, it does some awesome things. Gee, I wonder where Graham is. I hope you didn't see that. Oh, look at Big Russ fly the big V8.
Well done, man.
I think Graham was getting a little worried about now. I was starting to enjoy this like you wouldn't believe. Nothing like Big Russ though with the V8. Nestled directly inland from the Lancelin township, the Lancelin dune system is about 2 kilometres long and offers some of the best 4-wheel driving in the area. Some of these dunes, like the one we're standing on, offer massive 45-degree angle descents, the biggest in Western Australia. Now the only question is, who goes first? Oh God. Oh, here we go! All right. They'll have to do better than that. That was only about 85 degrees. These dunes are famous for rollovers and accidents and things like that. In fact, Stu managed to roll his car on this same hill some years back, and a mate of Graham's lost a thumb in a similar incident. He didn't tell me where he had his thumb at the time though. Oops, sorry Graham, just a little bit of air. Go on Russ, give it plenty. Oh, look at that. That's the way to fly a V8 diesel. Whoa! Oh, that was the best jump of the day. On ya.
Yeah, I got the whole thing.
Machine gun? This is what happens every time Watto's somewhere, you know, people start launching vehicles.
I didn't think my little car could fly like that. Surprised me.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was a good thing Graham was there to get a record of all this. That jump of Rich's was one of the best I've ever seen in the V8 Shorty. He's got a Holden 355 motor in there, and it really flies. But I tell you what, brother Stu, the mechanic sitting next to him, looked a bit worried through that sequence. A little bit of unusual dune damage here. The roof rack slid back. Hey, this definitely wasn't fitted by Perth 4x4, was it?
No, that's actually my handiwork.
That's your handiwork?
Yeah.
He's one of us, you can tell.
That's it.
Lightened up by a short bloke and couldn't quite reach.
After lunch, we dusted off the sand and headed north towards the town of Wedge for some more sand action. I'm glad the boys were leading the way as the trip up the coast turned into one of those maze of tracks where the only official track was the one that ran inland. Well, we didn't really want to do that, did we? We just wanted to stick to the off-road stuff and head for the beach. We're on our way up to the Wedge, and the Pinnacles further on, but the tide's coming right in, and there's a reason why you don't go driving on beaches at high tide. Oh boy! What is it? Looks like an 80. What was that? Up the beach. Typical land. Oh, come off it. Do you know why it's still here? Because it is a Toyota. If it was a Nissan, it would have washed out back to Japan by now. Oh, I keep giving them stick, but I'm sort of starting to enjoy this patrol caper. Oh, please don't tell anyone, all right?
Are you sure that Nissan's going to make it up that hill? Mate, that Nissan will make it up the hill and drag 3 increases behind it.
Now the black Nissan might make it because it's got an old V8 in it, eh?
Actually, you won't see me cruise around here. They're too worried about scratching. Not us $38 paint job, guys. I don't know what though, of course. I mean, here we are heading straight for a bombing range in a bunch of bombs. Makes a lot of sense to me.
I just hope the Air Force doesn't drop any bombs today.
I'm starting to like this patrol road. I mean, it's really got one of the best rear vision mirrors I've ever seen in a vehicle. No, they're set up like that because Graham Shorty can't see out the end of box. Yeah, well, apart from the rear vision mirrors.
After turning back and taking the inland route, we hit Grey Road and headed straight for the Pinnacles. We still have a lot of ground to cover to make the Pinnacles by sunset, which is good because I've got plenty of time to have a good dig at these Nissan owners. 80 series Toyota part. See, you want your Nissan to perform? Get some Toyota parts into it. Lesson's over.
He's ignoring you, I think. So the way you make it go better is, mate, you put a Holden motor in it. A lot of power.
We're 250 kilometres north of our starting point in Perth here. The Pinnacles are found in the Nambung National Park near the town of Cervantes. The local ranger told me that they're actually limestone formations which originated from seashells. How they form from these raw materials is a bit of a matter for controversy, I reckon, but the Aboriginal law suggests they're the remains of dead warriors turned to stone by the Lords of the Dreaming. Well, I don't know, they look a little bit like old dead patrol gearboxes to me. Well, there you go, we made it to the Pinnacles. What an incredible place it really is, but the whole state, all of Western Australia is just a wild place to go four-wheel driving, it really is. We're going to stay here and do a bit more, but I just want to say a big thanks to the guys from Perth 4x4 and Graham, of course, our contributor over here, for all the efforts, all the stuff they've put into this. Mostly clutch plates, broken housings and lots of fuel. We've had a wonderful time. Good on you guys, must be my shout. What do you reckon, guys? We're out of here.
Forget building your own set of storage drawers or paying well over $1,000 for a set elsewhere, and get your hands on a set of incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. Our entire range of Titan storage drawers have been built to handle just about anything you can throw at them. All models of Titan double drawers come with an included built-in fridge slide on the left-hand side, saving you up to $200 compared to some other brands that charge extra for a fridge slide. Each drawer top also has these heavy-duty spring-loaded tie-down points to secure your gear on even the most corrugated roads. We've put them through their paces like none other. We've jumped on them, overloaded them with bricks, chucked an engine on the drawers at full extension, absolutely flooded them and used them off-road year after year to prove just how tough they are. The Titan 900 single drawer is perfect for those who have limited space to install a storage drawer. It has internal dimensions of 430mm wide, 790mm long and 190mm deep. The Titan 900 double drawer setup is ideal for smaller wagons like Prados, Pajeros and SUVs, with the internal dimensions identical to the 900 single drawer on each side. The Titan 1300 ute drawers are made specifically for vans and utes. The internal dimensions are 1200mm long, 430mm wide and 150mm high. The 1300mm single drawers are also a cracking addition to the back of vans and utes. The internal dimensions are the same as the double 1300 drawers, but have an extra 40mm of depth, making them 190mm deep. And finally, for the bigger wagons like Land Cruisers and Patrols, The double 1070 storage drawers have internal dimensions of 880mm long, 470mm wide, and 180mm of depth. They come 95% pre-assembled, and all you need to install them is a couple of basic hand tools and a couple of hours on a lazy Sunday arvo. You can also add optional wing kits, both model specific and DIY, so you can finish off the back of your four-wheel drive and have plenty of storage available for your next adventure. Take your setup to the next level with the incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers.
If you're after a next level 12 volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12 volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over discharge, over temperature and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings. This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure King's lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure King's batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring in at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure King's battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your firewood lasts longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the premium camp oven stove as required. Inside, you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 2-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the premium camp oven stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
Introducing the insane new Adventure Kings 9-inch lethal LED driving lights. These things have an amazing combination of both spot and flood light. They have 21,840 lab-proven effective lumens per pair. That's over 2,000 more than the previous generation. Plus, they have huge light distance performance with 1 lux at over 1.3 kilometers. These are the LED driving lights that other lights wish they were. You asked and we listened. You said you wanted even more flood of light out of your LED driving lights to light up the sides of the road, the highway and the tracks. We went back to the drawing board to redesign the lethal LED driving lights to produce exactly that. At the same time, we upgraded the lights to the ridiculously tough King's Laser Light die-cast aluminium housings and 3mm folded steel mounts. So not only are these some of the brightest LED driving lights we've ever sold, but they're also the toughest. How bright? Try a lab-proven 21,840 lumens per pair and 1 lux of 1,342 meters. That's real-world lumens too, not the theoretical lumens that some lights claim they produce. That's thanks to the genuine German-designed Osram LEDs for simply unparalleled light performance. We've also re-engineered the lethal lights with a new 5,185 Kelvin colour temperature. That means they're just a little bit more on the softer, warmer side. Still a clear, crisp white light, but that little bit easier on the eyes when driving long distances. And of course, you get all the features and quality you'd expect from Adventure King's driving lights, like polycarbonate lenses, the same stuff riot shields and fighter jet canopies are made of, and an IP68 water and dustproof rating, meaning these lights are waterproof to a depth of 1 metre for an hour. Plus, for the first time ever, they're rated to IP69K. That means they can withstand high pressure jets of hot water. That tough die-cast alloy housing features passive cooling fins and a waterproof breather for longevity, and they have the ability to run on both 12 and 24 volt, meaning they're suitable for everything from cars and four-wheel drives to trucks and machinery. Including the brackets, they measure 250mm high, 230mm wide, and 115mm deep. They have an attachment system that uses two 8mm bolts on either side to positively lock them in place and prevent them from falling out of alignment. And of course, they use the same plug as all previous Adventure King's lights, which makes them an easy 10-minute upgrade. Just unplug your old lights, bolt the new ones on, plug them in, and you're ready to go. Add in a 2-year warranty and you've got a simply incredible set of lights that leave the competition looking a little underwhelming. The Adventure King's 9-inch lethal LED driving lights are the best value LED driving lights on the market. We've re-engineered them to be incredibly tough and incredibly bright. They'll turn night into day, and they're on sale right now for a price you have to see to believe.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tonnes. All new Adventure King's MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-tonne ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150x50mm chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-tonne ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-tonne ATM, and an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-wheel drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-tonne ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.